You know that feeling, right? You get this amazing idea, you're super excited about it, but then it just kind of sits there, stuck in your head. It's a classic creative trap we all fall into. Well, today, we're talking about the bridge that turns those thoughts into actual things. Let's jump in.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? How do we take these concepts that are just floating around in our minds and turn them into something solid, something the world can actually see, touch, and interact with?
The journey from idea to reality, it starts the moment we realize that an idea living only in our head is, well, it's fragile. It's so hard to pin down, it's tough to explain to other people, and it's pretty much impossible to improve in any real way.
You can spend all day, all week, just thinking about a solution, but you never really know if it works. You can't see the hidden flaws, you can't get honest feedback, and you definitely can't rally a team around it. You're just spinning your wheels.
So how do we break out of that cycle? Well, this is where the hero of our story comes in, the prototype. This is the one tool that can free your idea from the prison of your own mind and let it out into the real world.
This is really where the magic happens. Prototyping isn't just another boring step in a process. It is the bridge. It's that vital link that lets you walk from the world of what if into the land of what is. It's all about making something real, even if it's in a small, simple way.
A prototype lets your team actually see the solution, not just hear you talk about it. It lets you figure out if your brilliant idea is even possible to build in the first place. And maybe, most importantly, it gets it in front of real people so you can get feedback when the cost of making changes is still super, super low.
But here's the thing, prototype isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Depending on what you're trying to figure out, you're going to need a different kind of tool. Think of it like a prototyping toolkit for making your ideas happen.
We can basically break them down into 4 main categories. You've got low and high fidelity, which is all about the level of detail. Then there are experience prototypes, which focus on the feel of a service. And of course, physical prototypes, for stuff you can actually hold.
Low fidelity is your best friend at the very beginning. We're talking sketches on a whiteboard, sticky notes on a wall, a paper mock-up of an app screen. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's perfect for asking big questions like, are we even heading in the right direction? High fidelity? That comes later. This is your clickable digital model, or a 3D printed part that looks and feels almost like the real thing. It's for hunting down those smaller, more subtle problems. You're basically moving from broad strokes to fine details as your idea gets more mature.
Okay, I know, this sounds like work. So why even bother? Because the payoff is huge. Not just for your final product, but for your entire creative process.
These are the 4 big wins. The second you make an idea tangible, it sparks 10 more. Testing it brings problems to the surface you never would have imagined. Getting it in front of users early means you're building with them, not just throwing something at them. And that last point, well, that one's a total game changer.
Think about it like this. Finding out a button is in the wrong spot on a paper sketch costs you another piece of paper. Realizing that same mistake after you've paid developers to code the whole app, that can cost thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. Prototyping is an investment that pays for itself over and over by stopping those expensive mistakes before they happen. So, how do you actually get started? It's way simpler than you think. Let's run through a quick playbook. 4 principles you can use to build your very first prototype, like today. First, don't try to build everything at once. Just focus on the absolute core of your idea. Second, start cheap. Cardboard, paper, markers, those are your best friends. Third, don't fall in love with it. Build your prototype so it's easy to change, because trust me, you are going to be changing it. And finally, the golden rule. Show it to people. Get that feedback as early as you can and as often as you can. It's the fuel that's going to move your idea forward. In the end, it all comes down to this simple truth. By making ideas visible and interactive, teams can quickly explore different possibilities and refine their concepts. Just that simple act of making something tangible unlocks so much creativity. It clarifies what you're doing and gives everyone the confidence to move forward. It turns pure guesswork into a real exploration of what's possible. So let's go all the way back to that idea you have, the one that's been stuck in your head. It's just waiting for its bridge to reality. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be tangible. A sketch, a model, a simple storyboard. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?